Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm referred to as the Big Game Hunter because I've been hunting down leaders and staff for organizations of 40 plus years. This is going to be one of those videos that has an amusing title. It's Job Search Lessons from the Godfather. And this is a quote from the first movie where the oldest son, Santino, talks to Michael, who's about to enter the military. And I think this is where he gives him a noogie. But let me just read the quote to you. The older brother says, "Your country ain't your blood. Remember that." And it's done in typical James Caan fashion. But the lesson here is pertaining to job search. It's not about your country. It's about the company you work for. A lot in the way you've been trained to think of employers is propaganda from the employer's perspective. It's about loyalty. It's about working hard for the organization, rising up through the ranks. Don't change jobs too often. After all, lots of cautionary tales that basically tell you keep your mouth shut and go to work. Now, the lesson here really is, what do employers do on their side? They do whatever is necessary to stay afloat. Most firms will do that ethically. On occasion, there's some firms that do it unethically, and sometimes even illegally. With regard to how they deal with employees, frankly, employees are disposable. They use you as long as they can. If they don't need you anymore, you're gone. If economic circumstances change, you're gone. And, you need to conduct your career in much the same way, too. You can't just sit there waiting patiently for someone to tap you on the shoulder and say, "I think you're ready for that promotion to programmer grade level 2. And I just use that as an example of those stupid institutional titles that employers sometimes use. Think in terms of what's going to advance your career, what's going to help you get ahead. And that could be internally or externally. As I've said many times, the person who gets ahead isn't always the smartest or work the hardest, although those are great qualities to have. People who get ahead remain alert to opportunity. And sometimes those are internal to their firms. More often than not, they're external. When you're tapped on the shoulder internally, it's normally about a patient, slow ascent up the ranks. When you get tapped on the shoulder externally, it's because someone sees something in you that they want, they believe they need, and they think you got it. That's a halo that allows you to leverage that situation much more aggressively. And isn't that really what it's about? It's not about rising through the ranks slowly because you think you're ever going to get to the point where you're 65 years old and retiring from these firms? Of course not. They're going to get rid of you way before then or make the conditions untenable for you way before then. So you need to think of your career as being a series of steps up the ranks. And sometimes you will make mistakes, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, you want to be in the position where you're in charge of your life, not an employer. So this is Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. Hope you found this video helpful. If you did and you're watching on YouTube, share it, leave a comment, click the like button. Do something that lets people know that it was worthwhile. Then come over to my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us, and go exploring. There's a lot of content to help you there with your job search. There's my videos, podcasts, articles from my 2 e-zines, a lot of good stuff to help you with job hunting. Plus, there are places that you can post your resume to. You can search positions I'm recruiting for. There's information about my books and guides to job hunting, other people's books and guides. So come over to thebiggamehunter.us and go exploring. A few final things. First of all, if your firm's trying to hire, send me an email at the address below. Let me know who to contact and whether I can mention your name. I'd love to help you firm staff positions. If we're not already connected on LinkedIn, send me a connection request. The address is linkedin.com/in/thebiggamehunter. I accept connection requests from people worldwide, except if you look like a spammer, and I frankly prefer not to accept connection requests from other recruiters. Finally, if you have a question about job hunting, you're not alone, because frankly most people do. But unfortunately, most people make the mistake of asking people who know as little as they do for advice. Instead, reach out to me through liveperson.com. That's Live person.com, where I'm a job search and career coaching expert. I'd be very happy to answer your questions. This is Jeff Altman. Have a great day. Take care.